Welcome or welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing a review of A Worthy Opponent by Katie Robert. This is the third book in the Wicked Villain series. I have read the first two books in the series and also done junk book reviews of those, so I will leave that playlist with all of my junk book reviews down in the comments and in the cards above. So for today's junk book review, we're going back to Old Reliable Stella Rosa Moscato d'Asti. Haven't had time to look for something new, so we're just gonna stick to the usual. I've also already had a glass tonight, so this should be fun. So in this book, we are following Tink. We start off in the last few hours of her contract at the underworld. She asked Hades if she could stay on. He said no unless she makes another deal. She is afraid. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know where she's gonna go. And most importantly, she is afraid that Peter will find her. For the past 5 years, working at the underworld has sort of been her safety from Peter. And now that she no longer has the protection of Hades, she is terrified of what could possibly happen to her. Hook knows about her situation and offers to help her, and in true Tink fashion, she tells him to fuck off. So that's all that I'll say without spoilers. There's a little bit more to it, but I don't want to give too much away. So that's all I'll say for now. I would recommend this one for anyone who enjoys marriage of convenience and polyamorous relationships. We also see some mental health representation. Tink has PTSD from her time with Peter, and she does have panic attacks occasionally. I would also like to give a content warning for flashbacks of an abusive relationship. So if you have not yet read A Worthy Opponent but would like to, this is your official spoiler warning. As per usual, we'll start with the characters, starting with Tink. I have loved her since her first appearance in Desperate Measures. I knew that I was going to enjoy this story, and I was interested in learning more about Hook because in the past 2 books we've only gotten little snippets of him and I couldn't really tell what his deal was. As far as Tink goes, I totally understand her reluctance to trust Hook, her reluctance to trust anybody really. What I didn't love about her is that even though I understand her reluctance to trust people, she had a really hard time accepting friendship, and you would think that after 5 years you know that the people around you are your friends, and it's just, I get it, but I didn't love it, especially because of how hard her friends were ready to ride for her. But I am interested to see a little bit more of her in future stories, see how everything plays out. As for Hook, I like him. I really do. I don't know, I guess I wasn't expecting to like him because of the way that Tink always talks about him, like, or is like rolling her eyes or telling him to fuck off. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but I really like him. I like how attentive he is to her. He's a little bit of an alpha, but he's also a little bit of a cinnamon roll when it comes to her, and I really like that. Peter obviously is a piece of shit, and I'm glad he's dead because he's a bitch. That's all. I am super excited to get more of Aurora's story. I really liked her in this one because I just loved how she was such a great friend to Tink. Like the way that she was ready to go argue with Hades about letting her stay, the way that her, Meg, and Electo showed up at Hook's place and were ready to burn the damn building down. I fucking loved it. Also, I absolutely fucking love Electo. I don't think she has a story, but I would love it if she did. I love her so much. She's so fucking great. Nigel, I don't really have any particular feelings toward Nigel, but I do like him. I think he sort of balances Hook out nicely, and I like that Hook also has very reliable friends. I just really like friendship in my smut, I guess. I don't know. Obviously, I like seeing Meg again. We learned in the last one that Jasmine apparently doesn't have any hard feelings towards her, with the whole trading her to Ali, even though that was Hades' decision, not hers, but Meg was part of it. So good to know. And I kind of like seeing the aftermath of their little trio, Hercules, Meg, and Hades, and that they're still doing well, which is expected because Hercules was definitely a good addition to their relationship. Okay, so we were introduced to some new characters in this one. Beast, who I believe the next book is about, I think it's literally called The Beast. Malone, who was referred to as the Golden Queen, so I don't really know what that means, but I assume I'll find it eventually, and Gaetan, who I assume is some rendition of Gaston. So I'm super interested to learn more about that because there was the man in black died and he's Belle's father, but was also sort of a father figure to Gaetan and Beast, and then Belle also has 3 sisters in this story, and supposedly the oldest one is going to be taking over the territory, and he had the largest territory in Carver City. I think I remembered all of that correctly, but I'm really interested to see where that storyline goes, so hopefully we get more of that in the next book. So I have sort of been ranking the villains in each story. I know that Hercules doesn't really count as a villain, but as far as main male characters, if I had to choose, Hercules is definitely my favorite. I love cinnamon rolls. That felt unnecessary. I love cinnamon rolls more than alphas, so he would be my favorite, but he's not a villain. So my current ranking is actually Hook, Hades, Jafar. I didn't like Jafar at all, to be totally honest. Hades, I was surprised that I liked him because I kind of felt like he was going to be a dick too, but I have no issues with Hook at all, so that says a lot. I always have something to complain about in romance, so that's a pretty big deal. I realized I totally forgot to say my actual ranking for this. It was a 4.25 out of 5 stars, which is pretty good, especially with romance. So that's something. As far as the plot itself, I was kind of pissed at Hades for not letting Tink stay, knowing that she was in danger. And I get that it's not his job to really care about her, but like, don't be a dick, you know? I also do really enjoy the way that Hook offered his help, even if it was through marriage, and she was like, this is fucking stupid, but fine, because I have no other options. I don't know, I think I like I think I recently decided that I do like the whole fake marriage, fake engagement, marriage of convenience sort of situation, so look at that, another trope that I like. One thing that I thought was super weird, and I guess was supposed to be like a power play by Peter, was calling Hook at 4 a.m. Like, bruh. If anybody ever called me that early in the morning and it wasn't an emergency, I'd probably wait until I was fully awake, cuss you the fuck out, and then block you for 24 to 48 hours. Because why? I already have like hours of contact. Like, people know, do not fucking text or call me after 10 p.m. and I will cuss you the fuck out in the morning. Like, why are you doing that? One other thing that I really like about the series that everyone's safe word is related to their story in one way or another. And I like that Tink's safe word is pirate, and that Hook called her out and was like, you thought of me when you said that. Which obviously she did, but whatever. And then Gaetan's is Rose, I think. Yes, it is. So that was another interesting bit of information. Oh, again, I hate pet names. The baby girl in Desperate Measures really fucking killed me. And so Hook calls Tink beautiful girl, and I just, stop. I don't like it. I don't think that's ever gonna change. I think that's one thing that I'm just always gonna hate. I fucking hate pet names. Ugh. I've mentioned this before, and I know that the political intrigue and talk of territories and all that stuff is not the main reason that most people read this series. They read it for the sex. I know that. However, I just really think that Katie Robert did a great job with all of that stuff, and I like that in the last few chapters, shit hits the fan, something goes wrong, and then everything works out in the end. I don't know why, I just really enjoy that. I'm typically not one for conflict in romance, but it makes sense in this world. A lot of times I feel like romance adds unnecessary conflict for the sake of shock value or just to add drama, and I don't tend to love that, but I think Katie Roberts did a great job with the series. I can't wait to finish this one because as soon as I do, I'm going to start reading the Dark Olympus series, and she just announced that she has more books coming in that series, so super excited about that. I also want to get the hardcovers of the series that she's releasing. So far she's released covers for Desperate Measures and Learn My Lesson. They both look really good. I'm super excited because I had them on my wish list, and then Nicole from Who Picked This Book told me that she was doing a Kickstarter for hardcovers, and I was like, noted, I will wait for those. I also really love the covers of the Dark Olympus books so far. I mean, there's only 2 out, I think, but still, they're really pretty, and I'm really excited. I really like Katie Robert, so she's definitely one of my favorite romance authors now. I don't know what that sound is, so sorry. Maybe someone's vacuuming out their car? I don't know. But anyway, those are all of my thoughts on A Worthy Opponent. I will be continuing the series when I'm not exactly sure. I kind of just read them when I feel like I want to read them. I don't really put them on my TBRs though, so who knows? Maybe I'll read The Beast next month, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll read it this month if I finish my TBR. Let me know if you've read A Worthy Opponent or if it's on your TBR. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.